Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Bobcat Corner Live. This is going to be recapping the game that just took place between the Ohio Bobcats and the home team, the Ball State Cardinals. And this was a kind of game where I had an odd feeling that it was going to go this kind of way. And yes, it was hard to watch, it was hard to take in. Um, Quite a bit of things I'm just not happy about, obviously. And it's been a recurring theme throughout this regular season so far that this team has been living on the edge for quite a while, and this was definitely the first case of living on the edge finally cost us. So, as you recall, back in the second game against West Virginia, we held on to win that game 17-10. We were living on the edge even then. That turned out good for us, but here did not. So, as you will see here, final score is Ball State 20, Ohio 14. Uh, Final score says it all, really. And I, for one, I'm just really, to be honest with you guys, I'm kind of losing my patience already with certain aspects of this team already. The Ohio Bobcats, certain phases of the game, they're just not looking good right now. Uh, this was a this was the game that I think that brought us back down to earth. Um, it's not like it's all doom and gloom. I'm not going to go that far, but this is definitely a game where I am just not happy. I'm just not. I'm not liking where we're going now. Um, like I said, I kind of expected a game like this where Ball State would be that kind of team that would get up for a game like this, and it's in front of their home crowd in Muncie, Indiana. This game was in Muncie, Indiana. Ball State knew that they had to show up for their hometown crowd, and they did. So first of all, I want to get this out of the way. Give credit to where it's due. I give credit to the Ball State Cardinals for coming up with the right game plan, for hanging in there, for keeping that mental toughness of their own throughout this game and being able to pull it out. I give credit to Ball State. They deserve credit. They won the game. They did what they had to do. So give credit to the Ball State Cardinals. Good game from them. They did what they had to do. But I'm just going to be honest with you. The Bobcats did it just played off, just off, flat, uninspired, asleep. It's one way to describe this team right now is that we look and play like we're asleep, and not just the defense, but in certain parts of the game, the offense did as well. And special teams, it's a comedy of errors there. But let's just get to it. The certain stats of the game early on in the game. The Bobcats were driving. They got fairly close within field goal range to start off the first quarter. Uh, Set up a 49-yard field goal attempt by David Dellenbach. He was the kicker that got the call. Going to get to that soon. David Dellenbach, he missed the 49-yard field goal, as has been a recurring theme there for special teams. Um, then we had like a turnover on downs later. We had the ball back later on in the first quarter, 7.5 minutes to go there. Could not convert a fourth and short. Just got stopped. Turnover on downs there. Gave the ball back to Ball State. This was definitely a game of momentum where momentum was swinging kind of back and forth. And then all of a sudden it got seized. It got seized by Ball State. And that's all she wrote, really, because Ball State took the momentum and they just never looked back, especially when the second half rolled around. So, I mean, we were doing some things here and there on defense early on, but it didn't stick. It was not consistent. Later on, the first quarter, Duncan Brune, he punched in a 1-yard touchdown run to make it 7-0 Bobcats. That was with 4:39 left to go in the first quarter. Um, And then we get back to the negative stuff where we started committing dumb penalties. I'm just going to be kind of blunt when I say this. We're committing dumb penalties. We're creating too many unforced errors in this game. That's another part I'm going to be talking about here later for key key factors of this game. Dumb penalties left and right. There weren't a lot of them, but the ones that were committed, they were dumb. Just going to say it. Although one good part I would say about this game is that we utilized Chase Hendricks pretty well in this game. He got back on track on his end, utilizing the slant and drag routes for Chase Hendricks. That was good to see. That was a positive thing in this game. That was occurring a lot in the first and second quarters. Then second quarter, speaking of the second quarter, Rodney Harris II, he finally got in on the action. 23-yard touchdown reception to make it 14-0 Bobcats. And that was the score going into halftime, 14-0. You would think with a score like that the Ohio Bobcats would start gaining momentum. They'd start creating some key plays of their own going into the second half, but that was not to be. So yeah, we did make a big stop right before halftime. Ball State was driving. They were going to score late the second quarter, but we did get a stop there towards the end zone right before halftime. So that was a big stop at the time. So again, 14-0 Bobcats going into halftime. And when you look at the stats for the first half alone, it's not like we gave up so many yards to Ball State in the first half. This wasn't that kind of game where we gave up so many yards. It was only 47 yards rushing and 94 yards passing to the Ball State Cardinals overall in the first half. So stats wise, it wasn't outrageous. So that was not really the issue here. But the main issue here is, and again, I'm going to talk about it here in more depth later, short yardage situations. Short yardage situations where we got to third and fourth and short, and we had to get Ball State off the field, and we just couldn't do it. Got to talk about it here soon. So yeah, third quarter. Let's just jump to it. The second half. Kyle Kelly, he had a good day. Overall, he had a good day. He hung in there. He looked shaky in the first half, but he stuck with it in the second half, and he made us pay. Kyle Kelly in the third quarter, Ball State quarterback, yeah, 13-yard touchdown run to cut the lead to 14-7. Kyle Kelly, by the way, he is a good runner. He's a decent runner on his own accord. He had like 12 to 14 quarterback draws on his own. He just ran the ball on his own, and he did pretty well overall there. 14-7 Bobcats after that. That was with 7:05 left to go. And when Kelly did that, that was on a 4th and 2. That was on a 4th down and 2 yards to go play. Case in point. So, and then later on in the third quarter, this is where more issues were happening for the Bobcats. This time on offense, ball security. Now, ball security, it was an issue. Either bad snaps by the center, Nick Marinero, or just not handled correctly by Parker Navarro, the quarterback. There was at least 3 fumbles that I can recall that occurred that really cost us. Either we lost yardage or we just lost possession of the football entirely. So not good, just bad snaps, miscommunication. Reminded me a lot of the Rutgers game, to be honest with you. Reared its ugly head again here. Ball security issues. Did not want to see that again. Unfortunately, I did. Oh well. Again, more dumb penalties, pass interference on another 4th and 2 play on defense. We were attempting to get Ball State's offense off the field, could not do it again. 4th and 2, pass interference. We give Ball State new life. That kind of game, guys. Just really, I'm not happy with this. So later on, third quarter, just before the third quarter ended, 25 seconds to go, Carson Homer, kicker for Ball State, he kicked a 22-yard field goal, cut the lead to 14-10. Okay, so we got a close ball game at this point after 3 quarters. 1 quarter to go, you would think that the Bobcats would try to find a way to hang on to win this, but here comes the fourth quarter. Kyle Kelly again, you know, 43-yard touchdown pass at the very end here to seal it for the Cardinals. Keon Magwood. I know I'm going out of order here. I don't care at this point, but this is what sealed it for the game. Kelly to Magwood, wide receiver for Ball State, 43-yard touchdown reception, 2-point conversion that made it 20-14 because previously, before that, Ball State did a good job. Again, credit to Ball State. Ball State did a good job of pinning us deep in our own territory on the 1-yard line of Ohio. Just like right after that, bad snap, fumble the football, and then we fell on it and we had to eat a safety basically. We had to take a 2-point safety. So basically, we gift wrapped Ball State 2 points. That made it 14-12. And at that point, I could tell where this was headed. Momentum wise, when it comes to momentum wise, body language, all that, we were just not there. We were not playing like we wanted it in this game. We were not having that sense of urgency. We did not have that edge. We were not playing with any kind of edge whatsoever. We were not, again, not generating pressure, not getting to the quarterback a lot. Kyle Kelly was being allowed to do what he could do, and he did it. He made us pay. So our defense is not good overall. Our defense is not good. May have some bright spots here and there with the secondary, but our run defense stinks. I'm going to get to that in a minute. I'm going to be kind of blunt when I say this, guys. Our run defense stinks, especially in 3rd and short, 4th and short situations. Our run defense stinks, flat out. You want me to be honest? I'm going to be honest. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, guys, because when you watch these games over and over again, you see a recurring theme here. We're not getting stops. We're not getting pressure. We're not being able to understand the situation. Can't have it. Just cannot have it. And I'm going to keep saying it until we do make these adjustments. This may be a recurring theme here on Bobcat Corner Live for the next four editions. Who knows? But anyway, overall, going through the stats here individually, Parker Navarro, I mean, he didn't do that bad when you look at the stats. 16 of 29, completed 16 of 29 passes for 188 yards, 1 touchdown. On the surface, that would look good. As a runner, he had like how much? I think 13 rushes for 77 yards. He did not do that bad stats-wise, but the fumbles were just killing us. Again, ball security, something that Parker Navarro should have fixed after last season. I know he was banged up during the offseason, but ball security is something that you have to take care of if you're a quarterback, whether you're a dual threat quarterback or just a stationary pocket passer. You got to take care of the football. And I just don't understand. It's not all on Parker. Okay. First of all, it's not all on Parker, but I just don't understand why these things keep happening. And especially with the bad snaps, Nick Marinero, he's a smart guy. He comes from Dartmouth, Ivy League school, and he's still making bad snaps. He had not done it since the Rutgers game, but then here again, he's doing it again in this game against Ball State. And for the record, we still have not won a game on the road. This is our 3rd loss. All 3 losses have been on the road. So if we can't get rid of this mental block where we can't go on the road anywhere and win a game, it's going to be a long season for us. I'm just going to flat out tell you guys this. It's going to be a long season for us. So really 2014, Ball State wins. And I don't think it's because Ball State was quote unquote the better team, but we gave them the game. We let them have the game. They played like they wanted it, and we did not play like we wanted it. It's that simple. I give all the credit in the world to Ball State. So, but yeah, other stats individually before I forget, C.A. Bangura, 15 rushes for 68 yards. Chase Hendricks, wide receiver, 8 receptions for 104 yards. Again, the stats are not that bad, but, you know, Rodney Harris, the second, 4 receptions for 58 yards, 1 touchdown, of course. But, yeah, Ball State had their way. Ball State dictated the pace of this game. They had the momentum. When they seized the momentum, they held on to it. That's how you summarize this game. Sometimes football can be a game of momentum. If you lose momentum, sometimes it's very hard to get it back. This is a clear-cut example of it. So before I forget, Kyle Kelly, quarterback for Ball State, got to give him credit. He completed 17 of 33 passes for 185 yards, 1 touchdown on the ground. He was good, 21 rushes for 96 yards, 1 touchdown. And Keon Magwood, wide receiver for Ball State, he also had a good game. Four receptions for 92 yards, 1 touchdown. And also, since we're on the subject here for Ball State players, Nathan Voorhees, uh, defensive end, I believe, he had his way again. He had 3 sacks. He sacked Parker Navarro 3 times in this game. He was unprotected, for 2 of those. No offensive lineman even tried to block him for 2 of those. The third one, he just got like a one-handed grab for a sack, but just not good. I'm just gonna get right to it. Just not good, guys. I'm not happy. We're 3-3 for the season so far. 1-1 in MAC play. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You want me to be honest? We're not a championship caliber team by any means. We are not the defending MAC champions anymore at all, in any sense of the word. We're nowhere close to being ready to defend the MAC championship. We're not playing to that level. We don't have that edge. We don't have that competitive fire right now. We look and play like we're asleep most of the time, especially on defense. And the offense, when it gets out of rhythm, it gets out of rhythm pretty bad. And special teams, I just wish it wasn't so much of a comedy of errors there for special teams. I don't like where we're headed now. I'm just being honest with you guys. I don't like where we're headed. Give me a minute, taking off my glasses. This is what happens. This is what happens when you go off the rails. This is what happens when you don't prepare properly for a game. This is what happens when you let a team like Ball State, who you should be able to beat, this is what happens when you let them gain momentum and seize it and just run away with it. There's nothing else to say. If you don't play like you want it bad enough, the other team is going to take it from you. They're going to take the game from you, and sure enough, Ball State did. So we're 3-3. Thankfully, we got a bye week next week. We're off for next week, and thank goodness, to be honest with you. This crap has to stop. I'm being honest. When the coaching staff for the Ohio Bobcats, evaluates this team and what's going on, they better evaluate everything. They better reevaluate everything, because this is not good enough across the board. This is just not good enough. They need to consider putting in other players to play certain positions. And before I start wrapping this up, because I'm not going to be long-winded here, you can tell by the tone of my voice I'm not happy. Just not happy. Everything just snowballed out of control for this game. So you see here the final score, Ball State 20, Ohio 14. Okay. Issue number 1. In short yardage situations, our run defense stinks. It flat out stinks. I've seen this at least 3 games in a row now. And for the majority of the season, bits and pieces, I've seen it too. We cannot adjust when we need to. Whether it's 3rd and 4 or 4th and 3, take your pick. When it's that kind of situation, our run defense does not know what they have to do. They are not able to get the opposing offense off the field. They don't get it at all. And part of that is because we're undersized. We don't have enough size. Okay, I get it. Physically, we don't have enough size. But how do you fix that? Well, you put in other players that have more size than what we have right now, for one thing. We're not making tackles. We're not doing a good job tackling, guys. We're just not doing it. I'm sorry, but this is just not going to work. This run defense is garbage. We're halfway through the season. We're still having issues like this. Nothing's getting fixed. I am really begging now for this coaching staff for the Ohio Bobcats to reevaluate the defense and to start fixing stuff. Otherwise, I guarantee you guys, you're going to lose a couple more games. Guaranteed. So we need new players there from the bench. We need to get them onto the field to do something about this run defense. Run defense stinks. We need to fix it. We don't have a reliable kicker. Special teams. There again, David Dellenbach, he got the call to, kick field goals for the Bobcats. He did not do well. Whether it's him or Brack Peacock, neither guy has showed that they want the starting job as the kicker for our team. Neither of them have showed that they have the ability to do it. It's a joke. It's a joke, and this is something that should have been figured out during the off season. We should have really done our homework here on the kicking situation here, on the kicker position, and just not doing it. Not doing it. This is not good enough. Always like missing the uprights, hitting the crossbar, swing it wide left, right. What are we doing? I don't know how they're practicing. Dellenbach, Peacock. I'm not trying to single them out, but I'm saying for any kicker. I don't know how they're practicing before games, but whatever they're doing it's not good enough. They're not getting ready enough for game time situations. And we need to go back to the drawing board here about the kicker position. And this upcoming offseason, I'm already looking at the upcoming offseason because I think this season is pretty much over in a lot of ways. We need to find a new kicker this upcoming offseason. We need a new kicker. Whoever it is, I don't care. We just need a new kicker. We don't have a reliable kicker on this roster right now. And for anybody listening to this associated with the Ohio Bobcats, you know what's going on. We don't have a reliable kicker. Plain simple. All right. Too many errors, lacking the sense of urgency. I said earlier about the penalties that we committed. Dumb penalties. Dumb. Pass interference, unsportsmanlike conduct, holding, just really just bad. Just lack of discipline on that end. And by the way, 4 penalties. Ball State only committed 2 penalties. 2 for only 15 yards. Ohio committed 7 penalties for 75 yards. That's a 60-yard swing right there when it comes to penalties alone. If we don't commit that many penalties, we may be talking about a different game here. Too many errors on that end. Dumb penalties. It just blows me away how dumb we acted in this game, really. And again, the fumbles, already mentioned the fumbles, drop passes to a lesser degree, but fumbles killed us. Run defense, I already talked about them. And lacking the sense of urgency, even when we had the ball at the very end of the game. The offense for the Bobcats had the ball with 1 minute to go, around 1 minute to go in the game. Could have made one last gasp drive to maybe win the game by 1 point. But we just did not have any sense of urgency at that point in the game. We lacked it big time. Guys, where's the competitive fire? For anybody associated with the Ohio Bobcats right now, where's the competitive fire? Where's the sense of urgency here? Because I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, and that was a joke. Second half was a joke. When it comes to having that sense of urgency, I did not see it. Not enough of it anyway. You tell me what went wrong. So, whatever. So, with that, that's another point I just want to make. And I just want to add this before I get to my bottom line, because I definitely have a bottom line to say. This is not a big deal, but this has been like a one of those crazy ideas of mine that I've been having lately. Been thinking about this guy on our roster lately. Offensive lineman Andres DeWork. Talked a bit about him before the season started that hey, he might make our starting offensive line. But it turns out that he can't even crack the rotation, the depth chart for first string, second string on the offensive line anywhere. He's nowhere to be seen. He's just standing on the sidelines watching. The dude is 6'7", 328 pounds, and yet we can't get this guy on the field. And what have we been talking about the last few weeks that we're undersized on our defensive line? I mean, really, what are we putting out there? Guys that are weighing like 230 pounds, 240 pounds, 250 pounds maybe for a defensive lineman? We're lacking size. And it just boggles my mind. And then we have this guy, Andres DeWork, just standing on the sidelines, not suiting up, not giving him anything to do. We brought him in, recruiting him. Oh, wait, got comments here. And yeah, and it's like, yeah, there we go. David Doherty, thanks for commenting. Yes, I did give credit to Ball State, by the way. So yeah, it's like Andres DeWork. It's just sad. It's like sad when you see a guy like this. You bring him in, you recruit him to maybe crack your starting offensive line, and then now he's not even seeing the field. You don't even give him anything to do. We're lacking. We're just lacking a lot of size on our defensive line. It's been highly talked about lately. So if he's not going to see the field as part of the offensive line, just switch him over. This is like the crazy idea that I've had. Switch him over from offensive tackle to defensive tackle, nose tackle, that area. Switch him over to defensive tackle and see what he does. So I want to highlight this comment here, David Doherty. How about some credit for the work the Cards put into the game? Yeah, wanted to highlight that comment, by the way. Yeah, I did give credit to the Cardinals. Give them all the credit because Ball State did what they had to do. So another comment here. You beat West Virginia and almost that was pretty good play. Beat Rutgers. Yep. Yeah, but it's just back to this point I'm trying to make here. We lack size on the defensive line. It's highly noted, and we have to change it. Hopefully during this bye week, we can get that sorted out. Why not do this? Why not try Andres to work as a defensive tackle so we can plug up the center of the field? I think that's crazy enough to work, in my opinion, because we need to try something different. We have got to get more stops on defense, especially against the run. And putting someone like Andres to work, like I said, 6'7", 328 pounds, why not? Give him a try for like a few plays. I'm not talking all game, just give him like a few plays where he can just go out there as a defensive tackle and see what he does, especially in these short yardage situations. What do we got to lose? We don't have anything to lose, in my opinion. So, yeah, let me get to my bottom line here because I'm going to wrap this up in a few minutes, guys. And by the way, thank you, David Doherty, for commenting. I really need comments going forward here. So thank you, David Doherty, for commenting. But yeah, my bottom line here is this. We need to make capitalize major changes to our run defense. I think it's critical because it has like some sort of domino effect for the rest of our team. If we can't stop anybody on the run here, then we're going to have a long season. We're probably going to lose a couple more games with the way that we've been playing on defense, with our run defense especially. Reevaluate the team during the bye week. I hope we're doing that. I hope we do it. I hope we really pick apart the roster position by position during the bye week and that we really plug in new players in certain positions, such as that crazy idea of Andres to work at defensive tackle. And I hope word of that idea gets around to the coaching staff of the Bobcats during the bye week because we need a spark. We need something different here. Um, Always like the real Ohio University. Thanks again, David. But yeah, we need a spark. We really need a spark here during the bye week. And the next opponent that we have is October 18th. Not this not this upcoming Saturday, but the next Saturday, October 18th at home at Athens, Ohio. We're going to be hosting the Northern Illinois Huskies. They're on their way out of the MAC. This is their farewell tour of the MAC. They're going to be joining the Mountain West Conference as a football only member. So what better way to say goodbye to the Northern Illinois Huskies than to basically kick their butts? That'd be great by me. But yeah, so yeah, we have Northern Illinois coming up October 18th. We better get ready for them. Uh, haven't been blown away by Northern Illinois this year, but you never know. So I think we can. I really think we can take them on, especially at home, and that's it. And that's really just my bottom line here is that we need to make major changes to our run defense. I think it begins there with the major changes here. I mean, that's the bottom line. I said so, whatever. So we lost 20-14 to Ball State. Give credit to Ball State University. Cardinals played a good game. Uh, it's just really disappointing. It is. It's hard when you have a game like this. It's hard for me to put into words. It's like I knew even in the first half when we were up 14-0, it didn't feel like we had that confidence. I can just tell by what we were doing, the errors we were still making, even the first half. We were up by 14-0, but it didn't feel like we were going to pull away. And sure enough, so we need to reevaluate the team. I hope we're going to do this during the upcoming bye week here. We have to do it. So yeah, 3-3. One whole half of a season left to go. Hopefully we do something with it, and that's it. So yeah, that's it for Bobcat Corner Live for this edition. If you guys like this content, please like this live stream. I have a Ko-fi account. It's Ko-fi.com. Yeah, Stephen Vitt right here. Ko-fi.com/Stephen Vitt. Go to it and donate if you like. Buy me a coffee. Any donation would do at this point. Whatever. So yeah, I'm just kind of really not happy with how things have progressed here in this game. Definitely a trap game. Turned out to be a trap game. So hopefully we'll rebound. Hopefully we'll pick ourselves back up and learn from this. That we can't just be asleep all the time and expect to get by. We have to put in the work, guys. We have to find a better way to clamp down against the run. Otherwise, other teams are just going to keep doing this week after week. I'm hoping the Bobcats coaching staff gets this. I hope they realize that. If we don't realize that, we're going to lose a few more games. We're going to be more like a 7-5, 6-6 kind of team. And we're not going to be competing for the MAC championship if we don't realize this. That's just the brutal, honest opinion of mine. So that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in, for listening to this. This has been Bobcat Corner Live. I will be back with more content on the Ohio Bobcats with regular Bobcat Corner, Bobcat Corner Live with the streams. And yeah, hope you guys have a good night. This is Stephen Vitt signing off. Take care.